What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are currently on the test server, guys, so that means that we're gonna take the Fusion Champion out for a spin and see if he's really worth it to be fused and what exactly we can expect from him in terms of damage. And can he really carry us? Can he be a progression champion? Basically, they released the Fusion plan. I actually have this calendar in my Discord. The link is in the description down below if you want to get a copy for yourself. We cannot miss both of the summoning events. It's very, very typical for every fragment event that we have going on, guys. Either you're going to go for the champion chase this weekend, which is coming together with the 2x sacreds, or you're going to wait for next week and you're going to go for the summon rush, which comes together with the 10x events. Kind of like up to you, 15 fragments versus 20. If you're going for the champion chase, if you have the all fusion or something like that, you're going to be able to cash in some more points by summoning the fragment during tomorrow's event. So that will make your life a bit easier. And the rest, guys, when we're having a quick look right here, total of 155 fragments. As usual, we have 40 coming from leaderboards. So you're going to want to make sure you're not missing on any of the events if you want to be on point with the fusion, okay? Very, very important. One thing that I want to point out, guys, because we're going to check him for damage as well. I haven't booked him just yet, just because a lot of you guys won't be having books to throw on the champion as well, because we have so many fusions going on. We just cannot keep up the steps, especially if we want to book them. So I haven't booked the champion. I want to see what damage he does, and I want to see how good he is for progression. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with his kit, I'm not going to lie about that. But I have him built on a Savage and a Speed set. The reason for it is because I don't want to change many builds during this video, guys. So I'm just going to change the banner when we're going to test him out for damage. After we're going to book him, take him in for a spin in arena. Depending on what exactly you're planning to do with the champion, you can build him either on shield set, either on a regeneration set, maybe even relentless. Honestly, it really depends what exactly you want to do with him. Immortal sets, whatever you have available and can kick in some good stats on him, you know. Total stats that we have on him at the moment: 91k HP, 2.3k defense, 207 speed, full crit rate, 265 crit damage, 260 accuracy. That's gonna be enough for dungeons. For the Doom Tower, you're gonna require to have most probably a bit of more accuracy for Doom Tower hard mode. Masteries, because this is not the final build for damage, we actually went with tier 6 on War Master instead of Helm Smasher. We're gonna adjust that in a minute when we're gonna bring in the damage build, just quickly to show you the masteries there. That's kind of like what we have on him. We went with the support tree to get a bit of more accuracy. Evil Eye is definitely gonna help out. Master Hexer to extend the duration of Leech. And you definitely want to get the offense 3 on him because of his kit, you know. So on the A1, he has a small chance to provoke. Heals the ally with the lowest HP by 15% of the damage inflicted. Another thing you could do on Masteries is to go on the Steadfast, go on Lay on Hands, go on a Shield Bearer, and try to get a path where you're getting a bit of more healing. But honestly, it really depends on what exactly you want from him. I feel like with the build that I have, the shield that he does is pretty solid. The heal is pretty good, so I don't think I need to go on the other path for the support tree. But basically, you can do that as well if you want. On the A2, attacks all enemies 2 times. The first hit has a 75% chance to land Provoke. The second hit has a 75% chance to land Leech, and places a strengthened buff on this champion for 2 turns. We know he can land the debuffs even on weak hits. On the A3, attacks all enemies and damage increases by 5 for each debuff on each enemy. Also heals all allies by 20% of the damage inflicted, and places a shield equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. The passive decreases the damage taken by all enemies under provoke debuffs, and that's for the all allies. You have a HP aura for all battles, which is pretty sweet. It's gonna be great for the Magma Dragon because of the provoke on the A1, the provoke on the A2, the passive that reduces the damage is definitely gonna be sweet, plus the heal that we're getting, the Leech. Overall, it's like he's been designed for that boss. He's gonna be pretty great for Hydra Clan boss if you need a Leech in there. Unfortunately, the passive is not gonna come in play. The A1, the provoke is not gonna come in play. But you're gonna have the leech, you're gonna have the shield and the heals from his A3 as well. But that being said, the main place where I wanna try him out without books, guys, is gonna be the spider dungeon. I feel like you're definitely gonna use the champion there. You're definitely gonna use him in faction wars, because why not? You're gonna have to beat that eventually. So he's gonna be a huge carry for faction wars. He's gonna be a huge carry for the spider dungeon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the spider dungeon is the hardest dungeon in the entire game. I'm not talking about Doom Tower bosses or anything like that. Literally the actual dungeons that you're gonna find on this screen. The spider is always been the hardest dungeon, you know. Maybe because we were lacking a lot of champions, but now if you stay to think about it, we actually have so many champions that can destroy the spider. It's not like back in the day, you know. I'm actually gonna give it a go just like this for one run, see how the team is gonna work out, and afterwards I'm gonna replace a champion and see if he's gonna play out better. The main idea is to see the shield that we're generating here. I wanna see the AI, so he opens with the A2, he deals pretty good damage. Okay, where are we? He gets that provoke in. Considering that he's not booked, he's doing a pretty decent job. We got that shield up. Now we haven't dealt a lot of damage because we didn't have all the spiderlings on, you know, alive. That would make a bigger shield, which is pretty important if you stay to think about it. Bang again with the A2, pretty good damage, and we knocked the spider down just like that. 3.3 million damage. Definitely very impressive in terms of damage. What about if we're taking out, let's just say we're taking out Renegade and we're gonna bring in Ignatius. We have more HP burn. Let's see how that plays out. The shield that he generates is crazy. Very similar with Miscreated Monster, similar with Sir Nicholas. I would say that these three champions, they generate the best shield. I don't think we have any other champion that can generate such a crazy shield. Hellier can do a pretty decent job as well, but nothing too close with these champions, you know, like they're definitely generating a bigger shield. And I love the whole idea of the heals. You've seen how much healing we're getting on the entire team from that skill. Is just crazy. So he kind of plays like double rolling here. You can just bring him and don't bring in any healer or anything like that. He's gonna heal and he's gonna shield the team as well, which is pretty damn solid actually. And I forgot about Valkyrie and her shield, actually. That's pretty solid, too. Now, I might lose a Cold Heart because I think that one, she is missing some gear. So, everybody seems to focus on that one. Would be nice if somebody would extend the shield. Because it's such a shame when that shield expires. You know, it's a crazy shield just to see it go like that. It's just a big shame, you know. The cooldowns are not that crazy on him though, so because of it, he can manage to keep everybody up and running, you know. There we go. Cold Heart back on full HP. She was almost dead. How you've seen, she was still on full HP. 5.3 million damage and a 1.7 million heal, guys. That is absolutely crazy. And this was without being booked. Now, how you probably noticed, if you're talking about HP burn, he's dealing a bit too much damage, especially with the A2. So either you're gonna choose to don't use his A2 at all, only go with the A3, A1 on a reflex set, if that's what you need only for the spider, give him a bit of damage. That's definitely gonna help you progress from here and beat the dungeon if you're struggling. Or try to reduce a bit the damage. I feel like Savage is too powerful for the spider dungeon though. I want to change the banner on him. I want to test him for damage. So we're going to go in the dragon. We're going to have a look to see at what sort of damage he can deal, you know. And then we're going to take him in for a spin in arena. How I mentioned, you can run the champion in so many places. But we want to see the heal as well on a normal dungeon. The only thing with him is you need to build him for damage. If you want to have a bigger shield, you want to have a bigger heal, he needs to deal damage. So definitely kind of like a Miscreated Monster. Either a crit rate glove or a crit damage glove, depending on how advanced you are in the game. Of course, I would suggest you crit damage gloves over anything else. HP chest, HP boots if you can. I have an HP ring. You've seen I've just gave him an HP banner. I would suggest you probably to run him with accuracy banner so you can actually use him all around. That's what I would probably run on him as well, an accuracy banner and crit damage amulet. Now I'm gonna quickly change the masteries, and then we're gonna go and book the champion. I'm gonna go with the same sort of masteries. I still wanna keep the accuracy because I'm gonna run him on different things. You can run him for bigger shield, but how I specified, the shield was already big enough. I don't think I would need to make anything crazier than that, honestly. And we're gonna go with the exact same masteries except the tier 6. And we're gonna pick a Helm Smasher instead here. And there we are. Let's quickly book the champion. Upgrade skills. Yes, I'm on the test server. Do not ask me in the comment how come I have 2,000 books. Okay? It's kind of like they don't exist. Test server, you can book as many champions as you want, but that's about it. What happens on the test server stays on the test server. You know, kind of like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So we are actually getting extra damage from booking the champion. Right here we're getting 20%, and here we are getting 10%. If we're quickly gonna check Magnar, okay? I feel like he's the best HP nuker that we have at the moment, so we can check him like that. Probably some of you, oh no, Verself is the best. No, he's not. He's conditional, so that doesn't make him the best nuker. Right here, we are getting 30% damage, okay? So that's a massive boost in damage for Magnar. 20% more than the fusion, which is pretty crazy. If we're gonna go over to dungeons, straight to the Dragon's Lair, stage 23, that's where we're bringing all the champions. We're gonna use him as the lead because he has his own HP aura, and makes sense because most of the times that's how you're gonna run him. And let's see what sort of damage we can expect from him. We're gonna start with the A3 first. 101k, 106k, that was the highest damage I've seen. Now, it's not something crazy when we're talking about damage. The shield is pretty good even for 5 enemies right here. Nothing spectacular compared to Sir Nicholas or Miscreated Monster or even Hellier for this sort of waves, to be honest. But we're getting the heal from him as well, you know. If I'm gonna back out and come straight back into it, I wanna use the A2 now instead. We're gonna get a double hit. I wanna see if we can one-shot the enemy. So this one right here got resisted. 31k, 20k, 55k, 49k. So the damage seems very similar with the damage from his A3. Honestly, I'm not impressed with the damage at all. But hey, we landed the provoke on everybody. We landed the leech. That's pretty solid on its own, you know. Very good as a CC. Unfortunately, he's not the damage dealer that we wanted to get, you know. 65k, 132. Fairly decent. Now, while this ends there in the background, Magnar's multipliers is 0.22, 0.37, 0.23. Bivald's multiplier on the A1, 0.25, so we have a bit more than Magnar. On the A2 is only a 0.15. Magnar has a 0.22, plus he gets 20% more damage from books, which is huge, okay? The A3 has a 0.25, and it has plus 0.5 for each debuff on the target. If we have 4 debuffs on the target, we're definitely gonna see the difference, you know? But overall, it's not that impressive when we're talking about damage as a champion. I kind of see him like a progression champion, you know? Is that champion that's gonna help you progress, help you beat dungeons, carry your champions, tank up for you. I feel like we've got quite a few of them recently, actually. So we cannot actually give him more damage like the increased attack. He doesn't get affected by decreased attack or decreased defense, which is good. But unfortunately, I wasn't too impressed with the damage that I've seen in dungeons. Now, the main skill that you would want to use, I still think is better if we're going with the A3, since we already have quite a few debuffs on the targets, you see, because of Chimera as well. So we should be able to rack them, I would consider. 60k, we actually haven't one-shotted that Duchess. Wow. Wow, and we had 4 debuffs on her. That is pretty crazy. I really thought that we were gonna get her down, like, yeah, no chance for her to survive, but clearly that is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. generating a small shield. Not a lot of damage on that Tormin actually from him. So I'm very disappointed with him as a nuker. I would expect him to do a bit more damage. At least I would like him to do a bit more damage. We'll keep asking for a HP based nuker in this game for a long time, and seems like Plarium doesn't want to give us a legendary one. We're going to try to do another fight, guys, and then we're going to end it here because unfortunately he is not doing an amazing job in terms of damage, you know. So let's refresh here. This is a bit too weak in terms of power. We have a Rotos there, which is not really what we need because we're getting weak hits. But we can go against this team. Valkyrie, Candraphone. At least we're not getting weak hits against Candraphone, you know. So that's the good part about it. Can we one-shot this team? They have literally no damage reduction whatsoever. I'm not even going to buff, actually, because that Valk is going to steal my turn meter. Can put him to sleep. So everyone took their turn except Candy. We're not going to be hitting on any reaction. So let's go again with the A3. 4 debuffs on there, 2 on that, 3 on that. We should be one-shotting everybody. But far off from it, man. Far off from it. That Siphi survived. Dache survived. That is actually very disappointing to see it. Now, it doesn't mean that you cannot use the champion as a go second team or something like that. Or use him in your defense if you don't have many other champions available. It's not necessarily the worst thing to do, but don't expect anything too impressive from him, you know. Okay, and now we're going to go in with a A2 this time around. Let's see, is it any better? No, not at all. So the damage is very underwhelming from him, guys. Let me know in the comments down below how you found the champion as well. How I mentioned it, I'm going to repeat it again. I think he's a progression champion to help you in dungeons, help you in Doom Tower, help you even in Hydra. He's not going to be a clan boss champion. He's not going to be necessarily an arena damage dealer champion either. That's about it for this champion, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think of him, and appreciate all of you guys watching. I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.